Hi, gentlemen. Thanks for coming back in. We just wanted to get some candid interview footage. We've narrowed it down to just the two of you. We may ask you to come in a few months from now and record some extra footage. We'll just splice it in the middle of all this. It'll make sense. Can you please state your name?
My name is Marvin Ellison, but my friends always call me Marv Ellis.
D. Tweedy? My friends call me DC.
So, hopes and aspirations, what are you hoping to get out of this position?
I can take that one. I've been a big fan of the industry for like a long time. I am between jobs right now, so I'm looking for work. Plasma donation isn't quite paying the bills,
I don't know about all that, but I'm really looking to make people laugh. I just love to make people happy. It's important for me to...
Big jokes. Yeah, I get the crowd going.
Try to connect with them before I integrate myself into the workplace. I mean, I wouldn't want to just go into the workplace.
No, you got to have a setup.
It's your first day on the job. What's the best way to break the ice with your new coworkers?
Icebreakers. It's nice to meet you. Well, I have a particular style. Maybe first impressions aren't all that important. Meet the person, and I get to meet them. I say a joke. Maybe they don't like the joke at the start, but I'm going to tell it to them again. And they're going to like it better the second time.
Yeah, I kind of try to introduce different parts of my personality before I give them, the whole me. I try to show them the funny side of me, the intelligent side of me.
Subtlety.
Just different. Yeah.
Nuance.
Who I am as separate people, and then who I am as the whole person.
Multiple personalities disorders.
I think it's important that people see who I am.
Me.
Just a little note. Would you guys be willing to trim your facial hair for this job?
No.
Yeah, sure.
So tell me about a time when you've had to deal with a stressful work environment.
I had some of the men that I worked with go to another company. They don't work with me anymore. You could call them my X-Men. And I had to keep working despite them. It was pretty stressful, but we really pulled it off. We did a pretty good job.
I grew up on a small dairy farm in Wyoming, and it was kind of hard because we didn't have
we're
any
getting a
cows.
dark spot over here in that corner of the frame, so we're just gonna add some light here.
Is that?
But thanks, Ralph. Sir, can you touch that, please? Studio equipment. What can you personally bring to this company?
I have a lot of contacts, people that I can go to if I wanted to get more business.
I don't wear glasses. I wear contacts.
But anyways, yeah, we have a large variety of former clients that we could just pull from.
My personnel.
No.
I'm able to be personal with.
Hey, right here. So I'm talking.
I can.
That's it.
That's what we do.
We have a lot of people we can work with.
We know the best people.
I guess.
If you want to finish.
That's okay.
And you, sir?
Oh.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I think.
What would you guys say your biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses are?
My strengths, I put them into 3 different boxes. And when I combine these boxes, my paradigms and my compositions of thought are entertaining product.
I personally try to think outside the box. Think of my strengths less as strengths, but more as gems. I have pretty much an infinite reservoir to take those gems from. Infinity gems, if you will.
But I have the 3 boxes.
And weaknesses?
I would say that my biggest weakness is that I plan too far into the future. I'm far too consistent. If something is working, I will just keep doing that thing because it just seems to keep working. Everybody seems to love it.
Weaknesses. Wow, what a question. To be honest, I don't think I have an answer.
So not only is the job very office-based, it takes coordination. So we're just going to ask that you place these posters on the wall behind you. One at a time, you each take one. Just show us that you're prepared to take on these sort of tasks. right. We'll let you know.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pleasantries. I'm here today with my good old pals, Will and Dyl.
Hi guys. Thanks for watching.
We saw Justice League.
It was bad. I liked it. It was not great, but it wasn't bad. Okay. There was a cyborg. There was a Wonder Woman. There was Superman. Spoilers. There was a Batman. There was a Flash who had was on the spectrum.
So Batman vs Superman was disappointing and droll and boring and long.
I didn't like it.
It's basically a Marvel film at this point.
God, that is awful.
To me, it was a little too suddenly happier of a universe, more geared toward like 15-year-olds that want these characters in their lunchboxes and stuff.
This movie was 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Never was I hoping for this movie to end. I didn't get to that point. Pretty fun movie. There's just a bunch of dumb stuff.
The movie starts with a crook who walks out, he sees Batman, and he just kind of turns away, and he turns back to shoot Batman. Batman captures the man and uses him as bait for the fly creatures
That are attracted to fear.
which only comes into play one other time in the entire
Probably
movie.
added in very late.
But after that, the criminal's like, this is because Superman's dead, right? That's why the aliens are attacking now? And Batman goes. And the criminal presumably just goes and picks up the stuff that he just stole, and he just leaves.
That whole scene also was just very like soundstage, green screeny.
I think the parts that were reshoots were pretty obvious. The best parts of the reshoot was that they seemed better, but then also they seem shittier because they didn't film them on location anymore. Like there's a part where #Aquaman was talking to Batman, and then you could see this is actually where they were filming and talking, and then it would cut to clearly a green screen.
I really like the end of that scene when Batman was trying to persuade Aquaman to join. You dress like a bat, you're crazy, and jumps off the thing. It seemed like it was not connected to that piece of dialogue, the last thing that he said.
I felt like Zack Snyder was already aware that he needed to make the movie lighter, funnier. I need friends joke. But then, then they added more to that joke. Like, it doesn't linger on the funny for long enough. The brunch payoff was at the mid-credits Superman race scene that was also probably added last minute. Avengers had shawarma, and this movie had brunch. Joss Whedon needs a hipster food joke.
Mm-hmm.
Flash was maybe the best character, the most entertaining character.
Tied with Gal Gadot's pants.
I liked how Superman dies and is revived and suddenly has a personality. He was wearing a full suit when he was buried. It's like the Hulk, I guess. He woke up so hard. Lois Lane diffuses the situation, which, by the way, we saw the movie with a couple of real dummies. They're sitting right next to us. When the car pulls up and you see a woman's legs get out of the car, they're like, who's that? It's Lois Lane. So Superman takes them back to the Kent farm, and Amy Adams says, you smell good.
It was very
a fucking
off-putting.
casket for a year. I don't know.
It bothers me that they'll never explain how that that works. So in Batman vs Superman, they put
Zod.
Gorilla Grodd.
put Gorilla Grodd into that vat, and then he comes out and he's a giant monster. And then in this one, they put Superman in the same thing to try to bring him back.
They
He
mix
comes
it
back
with
as
one
Superman.
of the 3 boxes. That's the key element.
They mix it with the Tesseract.
That scene is really weirdly filmed because Aquaman just kind of cube touches the water and Flash touches the cube, and there's like an explosion, and then there's just 6 or 7 like reaction shots of everyone going like, and you never see what's happening.
Electricity coursing through the water or boiling. Or anything.
Nothing. And then you see a close-up of Superman's eyes open, and then a blast of light, and that's it. You're just left to imagine the rest of it.
Oh, I'm back.
Why is he so mad? I was dead. Now I'm alive again.
They said, what was it like coming back? Itchy.
wow, what the hell was that?
Got to a scene where they have to write dialogue between Lois Lane and Superman. They go like, what did we do last time? Bad writing before, let's just keep doing that. There's a scene in the Avengers where they're all in like a meeting room around a table, and they're all individually arguing like with their little, maybe Thor would say this to Iron Man kind of a thing. Like, but then by the end of the scene, they like, oh, we need to come together. And that exact scene happens.
Right now!
In, I think, the first Avengers, they had everybody fight each other. They kind of did that, which is like kind of like a fanboy ejaculate.
I didn't really like.
They're gonna fuck!
So there was that part, and then the Flash had kind of like a Quicksilver montage kind of thing where it was like really slow motion, and he fixed everything, but it was like really bland and
Also
like
very
didn't
epileptic.
quite-
There were some shots that I think we said we liked. Batman ejects out of the Batmobile. The camera's like right behind his shoulder, almost like a first-person shooter view of him shooting the grappling gun.
Even with Batman vs Superman's problems, there's a lot of really artsy, like beautiful shots in the movie, and this had barely any or none. Conversation between Lois Lane and Martha Kent in the, I guess, the Daily Planet, even though it's a completely different building. I don't really
It was
know
the
what
lunchroom.
And it was just shot, reverse shot over their shoulders, back and forth. The whole thing's in focus. It was just very bland.
So the only shot we liked was when Batman ejected out of the Batmobile.
When Batman ejaculated.
It's a first-person POV shot. Thankfully, they did not do a Ben Affleck shirtless scene because I don't know if he's up to snuff right now.
The Flash goes into Quicksilver time, and then Superman's eyes just start looking at him.
That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
I did like that shot. I did like that shot, yeah.
And I liked how Superman was just
Slightly
slightly slower than him. That was really cool.
I did like the one or two times that the Danny Elfman Batman theme happens. I didn't think I would. I thought that was going to be cheesy and stupid and not match this. But the whole movie is now trying to be more cheery and hopeful and whatever. All of the movies prior to this had that same tone. I would have no problem with this movie. Like, I enjoy it a lot. I think that I'm just sitting there kind of going like, you just gave up, I guess. I know that
this
people,
movie was a lot
of
more
people,
entertaining for me.
yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I will
think
watch it more than I will rewatch Batman.
Right.
Superman.
I would rewatch this
Yeah.
movie. I think it's very telling that we haven't talked at all about the villain yet. Steppenwolf
Yes.
is boring
As fuck. Why didn't they just
Shinnok,
put a man
corrupted
in
Shinnok in
armor?
Mortal Kombat 10. He's Loki. He's Ares from Wonder Woman. He's the guy from Suicide Squad.
He's this goat on the
this
table.
thing. Who gives a shit?
What was his motivation? He wanted to rule Earth so
He's
he
bad.
could...
Yeah,
That's his,
he wants
that's
to
his
make
character.
everything bad. He's from hell. Or
He comes
whatever.
from Bad Town.
Well, and it's just like, I know he wants to take over Earth. He feels like he should get it. He should own it. But like, what if he takes over and he's just like, I really want to help everybody out, you know? Like, I got like these slave insect creatures. They could hook you up and do free work for you. I'm good with this. I want to boost the economy. I want to build a wall.
I want to rule and have everything be
Mine.
red.
Yeah.
I see a green world and I want it to be red.
There's a close-up of his face as he's just talking, and it was legitimately like PlayStation 2 graphics. Why? Just put a man, like he's played by the Mance Raider guy. Just put that guy in armor.
And it just had Ares. In the last movie had the same villain. I liked how much they had him walking around in a gray Gotham sweatsuit.
Yeah,
they
just
didn't have to
yeah.
animate the robot arms and stuff. General thoughts?
General Zod. He was the most Superman-y of any of these movies so far, in a good way.
Yeah, this is, I guess, my favorite Superman movie. But I mean, he does all the stuff you want to see Superman doing.
He used freeze breath for the first time in this universe.
That was dope. He's all like,
It made kind of a cartoonish, like. He seemed like he was almost pushing being like a jackass with when he returned, because in like Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, every time that he does anything at all saving people using his powers, he just has this like look on his face.
like a sad bitch.
Is this guy still bothering you? And he comes in and punches him in the dick, and then he smiles and goes with his heat vision. They've been very secretive about Superman in the marketing of this movie, like not showing him in any way. And on Twitter, there's like Justice League emojis, and there's all the non-Superman characters, it's their entire faces, and for Superman it's just a symbol. They like really didn't want you to know what he looked like, because maybe he'll come back with the black suit from the comics, maybe he'll come back with the mullet from
Maybe
the
he's
comics.
balding now.
Why did Wonder
The CBC. The CBC has made an unfair decision. Many fans of hockey scores are awaiting change. Please reconsider.
why, when Batman had to get his arm popped into place, did Wonder Woman have to put on like a red shawl to do that and then never wear it for the rest of the movie?
The movie is letting you know sex will not happen here.
Yeah, it's the sock on the door of the Justice League.
These
universe.
characters are platonic friends.
Alfred kind of did the thing like, oh, you want me to call her and put a little note?
Oh, yeah.
Someone in the
Yes
front
or
row
no?
laughed way too hard at that too.
Our audience
Someone
was
right next to
straight
it.
stupid.
There was one point where the guy he goes, oh no! Obviously, they were gonna fix the thing. He got the thing, he ran away, and then he's gonna fix the thing. And I just audibly just said, dumbass.
He made the movie better, to be honest.
There's a good joke where Aquaman was sitting on the lasso of truth and he says a bunch of truthful things.
Yeah, I like that.
And then, but he stands up and goes over to Flash like, if you tell anyone about this, the guy was just, blah, blah, blah. And right when Aquaman said his threat, and I was like, I don't know what he was gonna do.
Why doesn't the Flash do everything? He can do everything in a second. Why did the movie have to happen?
The whole movie ended up being Superman is really powerful. Everyone else sucks dick. The entire Amazon army attacks Steppenwolf, and he's just pushing past them. And then Superman comes in and just like flicks him and breathes on him.
And then he's able to be wounded by all the other members.
Yeah.
Sometimes they solve things by being clever or doing something that you maybe forgot from the movie, or maybe something you remembered, and you're like, oh, I wonder if that's going to come back into play.
That's when they separate the cubes.
Yeah. Superman's like a football field away punching Steppenwolf, and Cyborg's like got his tendrils in the boxes, and he says like, Superman!
Yeah.
And then he's immediately right there.
There were a few lines like that were really stupid and really funny. Superman!
Yeah.
And then there
I
was...
also didn't like Wonder Woman's Kal-El Dawn!
Yeah. So, Martha Kent... Is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
Superman always said you were the thirstiest girl he ever knew. In regards to her, like, journalistic ambition. And then she goes, I mean, hungriest.
I
Remember
guess it was-
2014, guys?
Yeah.
I appreciated that they brought back Amy Adams, but then didn't really give her anything to
Yeah.
do.
Nothing.
I like that they kept it like a continuity. They're not just like, oh, she's out doing a thing. Thor movies. Oh, she's busy. Oops.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's
Right.
busy
Yeah,
because she
can't be
fucking
in it,
hates
yeah.
us.
The scene where they're out in the cornfield was like obviously reshot from what it used to be. Because there's a trailer, it's just Lois Lane heading out into the cornfield like, there's someone out there, and she sees Superman, and he says like, the ring, and then she like wakes up, looks over, and he's not lying next to her, and so it was a dream. But in this movie, it's an actual scene, but it starts out the same way, and he turns around like he's gonna say that stuff, and then it cuts to a sound stage with green screen surrounding them with really like obvious studio lights hitting them, like, trying to replicate the sunset look, and then they redid like that entire dialogue and everything.
Why do the Kents live in the House of Science, the movie? And I like how that was like a big, like, wow, Bruce Wayne, you really helped out. He's fucking Superman. He can't scramble together 250 grand or whatever it takes to get that barn.
I mean, he's been dead a few months, probably.
Yeah, look at your savings account, dude. Untouched. So J.K. Simmons retired from being Spider-Man!
Yeah.
J.J. Jones, Spider-Man!
Joe Jamerson.
Jurbergen. I always thought of that character as like a lot more kind of like kind of like a little bit more just like, oh, it's alright, we're gonna make it, y'all. Whereas like J.K. Simmons is like, play those fucking drums, you piece of shit! Perfectly cast for J.J. James.
I mean, Gary Oldman's an intense actor too.
Yeah, I liked how Cyborg's dad was the guy that makes the Terminators and Terminator movies.
Oh, that was that dude.
Whatever his name. That
Oh,
dies
holy
all like
shit.
Dyson. Miles Dyson. Is that his name? Miles Bennett Dyson.
Hey, Bennett, why don't you let off some steam?
That's the connection to Batman and Robin because Arnold Schwarzenegger's in that movie.
You gotta be a real smart crowd to get this video.
But Killian!
Enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it in your stomach and
Rip out your goddamn spine!
That's a line from Batman and Robin. Batman!
And then they went through and like let's test different names for Arnold Schwarzenegger to shout. Killian!
Dana!
Can we review Running Man? We do a mini review of
We
Running
could
Man.
do like a spin-off segment.
We review Running Man every time.
So the post-credit scene has Deathstroke who is a character we've never seen before in the Marvel DC universe. The universal dark Marvel universe. But I do like the idea of having like a bunch of bad guys versus a bunch of good guys, because like in every Marvel movie
there's one bad guy.
There's always one bad guy,
That's
and he's always dead by
yeah.
the end. There's
That's
never
thing.
anybody who like comes back.
Well, who
Lex Luthor
who do
and
they
the
have to
robots.
choose from so far?
Oh, they'll throw Joker in there. They'll throw
Yeah.
Harley Quinn in there.
Are they gonna do you think they'll do Jared Leto again?
He's gonna be in the next Suicide Squad movie.
Why is there another Suicide Squad movie? You know what would have been really, really funny? As if they had got let's start this over again. You know what would have been really, really funny?
What?
As if they had got Josh Brolin to play Deathstroke. He's Slade Wilson
Yeah.
and he's Wade Wilson.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Because
I'm
he's
lost.
playing, I'm stupid
playing
as
Cable.
fuck.
Yeah.
He's
He's
playing
playing
Cable.
Cable.
Kill me now.
All the people that comment on
Please
these
don't put that
videos.
in the video. Every one of Batman's massively expensive gadgets in this
Yeah.
movie
Failed
dies
immediately,
in the first 3 minutes that's introduced.
Both of the last Ben Affleck Batman movies have had a scene where he's using his like grapnel gun to
Grapnel
shoot
gun?
people.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Grapple gun?
I don't know why it has an
Grapple
N
gun?
in it, but it does.
It's called grapnel?
when it's a gun. I don't know why.
That's not true.
I have to do biographies for this shit. When he shoots his gun that has hooks at the end, gets kicked out of his reach, and then he has to be Batman instead. You're right that they changed the look of the bugs
Yeah,
from the
because
last movie.
from the future prophecy in
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman, he has like a G36 assault rifle, and he's shooting bugs, and he's
Yeah.
wearing a Mad Max duster,
Yeah.
and they look different.
There were like two classes of parademons in that scene. There's the ones that we see in this movie, and there's also a bunch of skinny praying mantis ones that are just picking people off the ground and flying away, and those weren't anywhere to be seen. That'll either happen in a future movie or it won't happen, and they'll hope that you forget about that.
And so that's just Sector comes out of the thing.
Yeah, Batman do things. Yeah, the
Boom, 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 boom.
this movie banked on you having seen all the other ones. There was no setup at all for why he's searching for them or
Right.
how he knows where they are or anything. I was really happy that was only in the credits
Yeah.
of the movie. I really expected that to happen in the movie.
When the Flash is falling, but he's still in super speed mode,
Yeah.
Batman turns, looks, and fires the grapnel gun at him and catches him. When before, only Superman can.
Yeah, and when
Flash.
he pokes the sword, Wonder Woman's fingers grab it.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be able to do that. It would just shoot it through her arm.
break her fingers.
Yes, he did.
But why did the CBC take down the hockey score? Why does everyone have to not only be a superhero, they also have to be a fucking genius?
Yeah.
Barry Thomas, genius. He builds the
Allen.
Barry Allen Thomas. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He can build this magnificent suit out of space grade technology. Batman, genius. Cyborg, genius.
But also
Superman,
Flash doesn't know which way is east.
right.
That's because
Well, he's a
he's
klutz.
autistic.
He's autistic.
The Joss Whedon aspect of the POV Russian family, they're you have to care about them.
But we
people.
didn't care about them.
No, he did that in both Avengers movies where there's just 2 or 3 civilians that they keep cutting back to.
Right.
They're okay. They're fine and they represent everybody. But you never see literally anyone else in the town, and then later Superman's just carrying a whole building full of people. Where were any of those people?
Why do I really care about this potato vodka swilling?
Time to go back to beating my family and shooting everyone around me with shotgun.
We're racist.
There's a video that I made a couple of years ago where a metal door slams closed behind Kenny, and I've always been ugh about that effect after doing it because I didn't spend very much time and it looks really fake. That happens in this movie. Wonder Woman's mom is slow-mo running through the gate trying to get out with the box under her arm, and she's like, "Lock the gate!" And the door closes behind her, and it's very fake looking, and it's just really bad.
I don't remember noticing that, but I do remember noticing lock the gates! You fucking die! I'm gonna get out of here! Where are they even going to ride horses to? They're on an island.
Yeah, if all of them are supposedly like Wonder Woman level, theoretically, I guess she probably has more power. Ah, Mother, I see why you've drawn me now.
The Kryptonian is gone.
It sent the world into darkness. No, it hasn't. There's a handful of people that are sad.
We haven't talked about the Lord of the Rings yet.
So they have 3. Is it 3 boxes?
3 boxes.
I think it's 3 boxes.
I think it's 3.
It might be.
There's the left box.
Wait,
right,
let's
and
kill a
bottom
bug. Where's a bug? They do this big flashback about how there's all this big fighting over the 3 boxes, and that Steppenwolf is the most powerful thing, and he was messing everything up, and he was going to rule the world. And then the armies of men, Atlanteans, elves, and the Amazons banded together and destroyed Steppenwolf in a field. A Green Lantern guy.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
And they all fucked up Steppenwolf. In the movie after that, seems like he would not be susceptible to that in any way.
Yeah.
The elves, the hobbits, and the men all hid the boxes.
They put it in a big tomb in Themyscira, defended by all of the Amazons.
Mm-hmm. Underwater.
Deep in the sea.
In a tomb.
Defended by Atlanteans. And the humans put it 4 feet down in dirt, in a field, in a forest.
In an unknown place, so that none of them could ever use it for evil. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Also, that's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Alfred felt weird. And there was like a CGI Alfred standing on the platform after the plane took off that's just watching them for way too long. Oh, a plane is leaving.
Plane goes out, and then it takes off really
Yeah.
quick, and there's a big ripple wave that comes back towards the platform, like, ah!
My plane can't get there fast enough, and Cyborg's like, it will if I drive it.
A car goes as fast as a car goes, dog.
yeah.
It does not
Yeah.
work that way. I thought the boxes would be more like the Tesseract and would kind of like come back into play. I wonder though if they will. I mean, they just kind of like separated and shot in different directions.
Yeah, where did they
much
go?
like Dragon Balls.
I
after
sure
Make a
hope that
Wish.
they don't.
Something will come up like, if only there was a way to beat him, and I'm gonna shout at the screen in a future movie. What about the fucking boxes?
Mira and Aquaman are talking in their bubble of we have to use air to talk, interrupting everything they were saying by going like, but he took the cube just now. The music overall,
It was Danny Elfman was
Yeah.
the composer, right?
but yeah,
What
but it
did
was
he do?
very forgettable. Yeah,
I did like in the last one. I liked when they were fighting.
That's Wonder Woman's theme. Bum, 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 bum. I guess technically,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman and Justice League passed the Bechdel test.
just
I mean-
Amazons again.
They were talking, but then
They
But
had
they
a
were
whole
talking about
conversation.
Steppenwolf.
Yeah,
He's a
which
man.
Amy
Well,
Adams and
yeah.
the mom were talking about Superman.
Oh
That's
yeah,
either because you can't talk about a man.
Well, I guess the Amazons had a conversation very briefly about I have to shoot the arrow superhumanly far
To warn a different girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Passes back to us. Is it 1? It only needs 1? Oh, man.
Your hands are so red. Oh my god, my brain.
I give the movie a this many. It was inoffensive.
I say 6. I enjoyed it more than I disliked it. Really lacked kind of that oomph. It didn't really know what it wanted to say or what it wanted to be as a movie.
I'll do 7. It didn't feel like Justice League. It just felt like some characters.
They never became like friends. And what was Mark Maron's review?
Mark Maron here. From the creators of Squarespace comes Justice League, the movie. Today we're going to be interviewing Gal Gadot on Lock the Gates! Average score.
Average score.
Average score. We can get a Jessica's thoughts. Did you like the movie? Was the movie good?
It was fine.
Did you see it?
Yes,
When?
yesterday.
Who did you see it with?
Yeah.
You've seen the movie already?
That was the second time I saw it.
What the hell?
I wanted to see it without you guys being there to be pessimistic about it.
I feel betrayed. Coke!
I think you got it.
Lillard. Every day is exactly the same.
Costume change.
This is you consenting to this being on the internet. Oh.
God damn it. How long have you been doing this, Jim?
I really just want to help people and make them feel better about their lives.
Well, me too.